shocking story today coming in from Uttar Pradesh. A 50-year-old woman was gang raped and murdered, allegedly by 3 men, including the priest and 2 disciples on Sunday night in Uttar Pradesh's western part in a place called Badaयूं, the same place which has been infamous for several other crimes as well. 2 men have been arrested so far and a chase has been registered for the 3rd missing as well. The police is on the hunt. Images from the woman's village home were taken on Monday morning and they show her body laid out on a cot surrounded by family members and several other villagers as well. The family here has alleged that on Sunday she left her home at around 5 p.m. and was brought back only by around 11:30 or so. They allege the local priest along with 2 other men brought her back in their own vehicle, dropped her right at the door and quickly left. The autopsy report meanwhile reveals injuries on her private parts. It talks about some minor injuries there, it talks about a fracture in one of her legs as well. And the cause of death is said to be excessive bleeding at this point. Prima facie, it says it is a case of rape. A tweet by Badaयूं police said that the case of gang rape and murder has been filed and 2 arrested people have been taken into custody as well. The Badaयूं police chief, however, also confirmed 2 arrests and added that disciplinary action has been taken against a local policeman for negligence. Negligence at this point, which is mostly for registering the case quite late. Over 15 hours of delay has been reported. These are some of the reactions coming in.
सही ही जिस टाइम पहुंचा के गए रात के 11 बजे या मृतक ही?
नहीं, ऐसे ही मृतक
मतलब मरी हुई थी।
हाँ, आवाज मारी, कबाड़ खोल गए, हमने कबाड़ खोले तो जल्दी से यहाँ लार के ना यहाँ पे तो चले गए, रुके भी ना हमने।
तुम्हारी माँ किसने मारी?
उन्होंने मारी है, डाल के गए उन्होंने मारी है।
मतलब बाबा ने? हाँ। तो जे पहले जाती थी बाबा के पास?
पूजा करने जाती थी, पहले जाती थी।
तो जैसे रात के 11 बजे तो किस टाइम से पूजा करने वहाँ गई?
शाम को गई थी।
क्या बजे लगभग?
5 बजे।
तो 5 बजे गई थी।
लगभग 50 वर्षीय एक महिला की संदिग्ध परिस्थितियों में मृत्यु होने पर परिजनों की तहरीर के आधार पर और पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट के आधार पर सेक्शन 376 डी आईपीसी और 302 आईपीसी का मुकदमा पंजीकृत किया गया था। इस प्रकरण में 2 अभियुक्तों की गिरफ्तारी अभी तक हो गई है और इसी प्रकरण में एक प्रारंभिक जांच में प्रथम दृष्टया लापरवाही बरते जाने के दोषी पाए जाने के फलस्वरूप जो तत्कालीन थाना प्रभारी हैं उन्हें निलंबित कर दिया गया है।
फिर जब मर कैसे गई? हाँ, कुएं में कैसे गिरी?
कुआं में आई है तब मैं लेकर तो गिर गई।
अपना भी गिर गई?
और हमारे मालूम बना पड़ी।
तुम्हें जानकारी ना?
हाँ, जब के क्या नहीं तो बज के गए
अंदर के क्या नहीं?
हाँ।
तो पता चल गई तुम्हें?
हाँ।
फिर
तो मैंने कही एक आदमी लाई लेवाई।
जब इसमें जो लड़की निकाली मरी हुई निकली है, बाहर सांस चल रही?
जिंदा।
फिर
तो घर आई जिंदा गई।
जिंदा घर पे गई? फिर खत्म कैसे हुई?
फिर हुआ ही जाके खत्म हुई है।
घर पे खत्म हुई? फिर पूरी रात कहाँ रही?
वही घर पर।
जो पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें उसको जो है जो प्राइवेट पार्ट्स हैं उस पर उसमें माइनर इंजरी है, जो टीयर्स हैं प्राइवेट पार्ट्स पर वो आए हैं और उसको फ्रैक्चर है, रिब का फ्रैक्चर है और उसके जो है एक पैर में जो है उसका फ्रैक्चर है। बाकी जो है चोट ऐसी है जैसे कि सड़ से लगती है, वो कहीं भी हो सकता है। तो उस चीज़ से है उसमें जो है ब्लीडिंग ज़्यादा हुई है, ब्लीडिंग के बाद शॉक में पेशेंट चला गया है, शॉक के कारण उसकी डेथ हुई।
लगता है कि बलात्कार हुआ है कि उसके साथ?
प्रथम दृष्टया तो उसमें लगता है।
बहुत ही शॉकिंग है। मैंने इमीडिएटली इस पे कॉग्निजेंस लिया है। चिट्ठी लिखने के साथ साथ मेरी एक मेंबर जा रही हैं, आज ही रवाना हो रही हैं और वो फैमिली से मिलेंगी और पुलिस से भी मिलेंगी, देखेंगी कि इस पे कार्रवाई ठीक से हुई है नहीं हुई है तो कितनी हुई है, अभी तक अरेस्ट हुए सब पता करने के लिए वो आज ही रवाना हो रही है।
All right, Alok Pandey joins us live now for more on this story. Alok, a couple of red flags here I just want to raise up front, and you and I were also discussing that it's quite odd that the body of the woman was actually brought back to her house and left it. If we were to imagine the scenario that these 3 people whose name has been alleged, 2 of them have been caught as well, a case of gang rape is against them, it's quite odd that the culprits would bring her body home.
Well, yes, you are right. It certainly is an unanswered question in this entire sequence of events.
The family of the woman, Sonal, has alleged that these men came in a car and literally dumped her body at the doorstep, and then they fled. The son has given an on-record bite to say that she was lifeless at that point of time. She had already died. The priest, there's a video of his also in circulation. It's not clear who shot it. He claims that the woman had fallen into a well and that he and two other people actually took her out and then dropped her home, and that when she was handed over to her relatives, she was alive. But obviously the police have now filed a case of gang rape and murder against these three people, so they stand accused of the crime. Two, as you said, are under arrest, and one more, the priest, he is absconding, despite the fact that he was filmed on video on Monday. I think the second shocking aspect in the case is the acknowledged delay by the police in actually filing the FIR. The district magistrate of Badaयूं was on record to say that the FIR was filed 17 hours after the incident. There are reports to suggest locally that when the family initially approached the local thana, they were told that no, it seems to be death by actually falling into a well, the same theory that was being propagated by the priest. And that is why a rape or a sexual assault FIR was not registered. Now, as we all know, it is mandatory under law for a case to be registered if it is such a heinous offense like sexual assault or rape, and then only investigation should happen. That is laid down law. But in this case, it does not seem to have been followed, and that is why a police inspector at the local thana, the SHO in fact, has been suspended.
Alok, we're obviously blurring the pictures. It's too gory for our viewers to see at this point. But if the throwing in the well sort of theory that the priest has said so far, or the accused in this case has floated so far, is true, then was there water found in her lungs as would have come out in the autopsy? Was her body found to be wet when it was first discovered?
I think it's very difficult for me to say because I have not seen the post-mortem report. What I know is what is on record from the chief medical officer in Badaयूं, who has basically said that the death is because of shock due to excessive bleeding. Now, he claims that despite these reports that there were injuries like that horrific Nirbhaya case that we are familiar with on the body parts of this woman. Now, this doctor, the CMO, has claimed that that is not true. He says that there were minor injuries on her private parts, and that the death is due to excessive bleeding and due to the shock because of that. Now, I've seen photographs taken on Monday morning when the body of the woman was lying on the bed. I'm sorry to discuss it, but then the clothes on the lower part of her body are totally soaked in blood. Now, if there were only minor injuries to her, then how come something like this happened? How come there was so much bleeding is again a question that needs answers. It's not convincing enough for the police and the doctors there to now suggest that there were minor injuries and yet she died of excessive bleeding and shock. So there are many strands in this story that need to be put together. But I think at the end of the day, this is another heinous crime. Unfortunately, a string of crimes that come out of Uttar Pradesh, just a new addition to that, equally shocking, equally heinous, and one does hope that the culprits are punished swiftly. The government is talking about a fast-track court now.
All right. Thank you so much, Alok Pandey, for joining us. Let me take it forward with my panel. Today evening, we have AK Jain, former DGP UP, joining us. We have Ranjana Kumari, Director, Center for Social Reserve in the Voice for Gender Equality. We have some political guests joining us in a bit as well. But let me first go to AK Jain here. Sir, there are two things at this point that are sticking out for me in the story so far. A, if the theory that the accused are talking about, that she fell in the well, is to be considered, then it should have been flagged off in the autopsy report. You will clearly see water in her lungs. That's not there. But then the question about how much can you really trust autopsies coming out of UP? We've seen such instances in the past as well. Second, the fact that isn't it really odd that if these people were accused or are the actual accused in this case, they would come back home and in front of the family members drop her body back and then go away, giving their identities out completely.
You are absolutely correct. Let me point out a few things which I have been told by the senior officers of Bareilly zone. The well was 27 feet deep. It's a dry well. It's a dry well. There is no water in it. And the well is situated at a very secluded place. It's not on the way. It is not possible for a person to go and fall in the well accidentally.
So it is not
possible.
It's not between the house and the temple. It does not fall there.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can, sir. So you're saying the well, which is a dry
so it is
well,
not possible.
does
It is
not
possible
fall
for
between
her
the
to
house and the temple.
fall on her own. She has been thrown. She has either been thrown after gang rape, or it is not possible for a person to go and fall in that river, in that well, because it is situated at a place where it is not possible for a person to go. This Baba was a tantric. He was a known person, and she used to visit this Baba quite often. Her husband is said to be slightly mentally disturbed, and she used to come to this Baba quite often. This is actually her her father's place, Mevli village. So she used to visit this Baba, and that day also in the evening she had gone, and then she didn't return. I am told that she was taken to Chandosi private nursing home, but because no family member was accompanying her, so nursing home people refused to treat her, and she was sent back. And on the way back, they dumped the body at her place. So this is the thing, and it is suspected that Baba is involved in it. A reward of rupees 50,000 has been declared on Baba. 4 teams have been formed, and raids are being conducted. Initially, there seems to be delay on the part of SHO to register case and to take Baba into detention. He didn't give the proper feedback to SSP about the incident. He should have informed SSP because it's a serious incident. That's why he has been placed under suspension. New SHO has been posted, and 4 teams are working on the case. ADG, Bareilly zone, and senior officers have visited the scene of crime, and they say that there are several missing links, and we are trying to trace all these links.
Okay,
so
very
that,
fascinating and important details are coming to us from the former DGP of UP, AK Jain over there. Thanks for that, sir. But stay on with us. Did I hear you correctly that you said that he is not a priest, so let's get that sorted at the moment. He's somebody who practices sort of the occult arts, if that's one way of putting it. The other, you're saying it's not the three culprits, or perhaps the accused, can I call them that at this point, who dumped the body at home. You are saying she was taken to the hospital. Who brought them back home?
Yeah, she was first taken to Chandosi nursing home. And the nursing home people, when they saw her condition, they asked for the family members of the lady.
Who took her there to the hospital?
These people said, we don't have any family members of the lady with us. So they refused to treat her. And they told these people that you take her to a government hospital. We won't treat her like this. So they brought her back and dumped her at her place. Not at her father's place.
So the 3 accused took her to the hospital when treatment was refused. Then they only brought her back.
Yeah, this is what has been told to me.
All right, fascinating details. Lots of questions there that come to mind, but let me bring in Ranjana Kumari at this point. You just heard that account from AK Jain. Lots of new details have come to light at this point. Oh, I think I've lost her just then. Let me bring in Supriya if we have her. All right. Manoj Singh Yadav, the national spokesperson for Samajwadi Party, is also with us at this point. Manoj, your first thoughts on what's happening at the moment?
हमारी पार्टी का तो विचार यही है कि जो सरकार है, एक बार पूर्व में जब बदायूं में इस तरह की घटना घटी थी तो इंटरनेशनल HRD में ले गए। ये लोग अंतरराष्ट्रीय जो मानवाधिकार है वहां तक ले जाना चाह रहे हैं। उन्हीं लोगों की सरकार है। और सवाल ये है कि आजकल जो अपराधी हैं, जैसा कि जैन साहब बता रहे थे कि पहले तो उनका महिला का गैंग रेप हुआ और उसके बाद उसको कुएं में डाला गया, और फिर अपराधियों का हौसला इसलिए बढ़ा हुआ है कि आप अगर हाथरस का केस देखें तो जिसमें कि डॉक्टर्स की टीम ने और पोस्टमार्टम ने रेप का जिसमें पुष्टि हुई थी, लेकिन जब जो पूरे प्रदेश के एडीजी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है, वो जब इस तरह के बयान देते हैं कि रेप की तो पुष्टि हुई ही नहीं, जैसे उनकी जिम्मेदारी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के प्रति कम और वो डॉक्टर हो गए थे। तो जब अपराधियों के पक्ष में खड़ी हुई सरकार नजर आती है तो अपराधियों का हौसला ऐसे ही बढ़ जाता है। और साधु और तांत्रिक के नाम पर इस देश में और खास करके उत्तर प्रदेश में बहुत सारी इस तरह की घटनाएं घट रही हैं। उसके पीछे जो मेन कारण है, जो मेन है, वो ये है कि एक खास तरह के लोगों को जो सरकार से संरक्षण प्राप्त है, उस खास विचारधारा के लोग, उस खास तरह के लोग।
आप जिस बदायूं केस की बात कर रहे हैं, जो पहली बार जब लोगों को समझ में आया या लोगों के जहन में बैठा कि बदायूं जगह है, कहा मैं उस केस को रिपोर्ट करने गई थी। मैं वहां पर 15 दिन थी एंड लेट मी रिमाइंड यू, उस समय समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार थी उस समय। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपकी सरकार के अंदर ऐसे केसेस नहीं हुए हैं। तो आपका इस समय सिर्फ बीजेपी पर ऐसे नाम कराना तो ये बहुत ही पॉलिटिकल अपॉर्चुनिज्म लग रहा है मुझे। बट लेट मी गिव बीजेपी अ चांस टू रिप्लाई टू दिस। शांत प्रकाश जाटव इज विद अस, प्लीज गो अहेड विद योर कमेंट सर।
देखिए, जो घटना हुई है बेहद दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और इस प्रकार की घटनाएं ये किसी राजनीतिक कारण से नहीं बल्कि गलत मानसिकता के कारण से ये घटनाओं को अंजाम लोग दे देते हैं। वो किसी भी प्रदेश में हो सकते हैं। घटना के बाद घटना की निष्पक्ष जांच हो, पीड़िता जिसकी हत्या हुई है उसको न्याय मिले, जिन्होंने अपराध किया है उनको सख्त से सख्त सजा मिले, ये शासन की जिम्मेवारी होती है।
सभी लोग ये बात बोलेंगे, लेकिन आपको ये बात पता है ना, जो प्राइम अक्यूज्ड हैं इस केस में, उन्होंने मंडे को, संडे को ये कांड हुआ है, मंडे को उनका एक वीडियो सोशल मीडिया में आया है। उनका लोग वीडियो बना रहे थे, उसे शेयर कर रहे हैं कि देखिए वो तो इनोसेंट है, लेकिन पुलिस को नहीं पता वो कहाँ है। सोशल मीडिया में हर जगह उनका वीडियो फैल गया है।
बिल्कुल ठीक बात है। इस प्रकार से जो वीडियो आया है और वो कहां से है, किस तरीके से है, ये शासन का काम है और डेफिनेटली उसको पकड़ेंगे भी। और जिन लोगों ने इस अपराध को अंजाम दिया है वो सलाखों के पीछे होंगे, सख्त से सख्त सजा होगी, किसी को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। अभी जैसे ये समाजवादी पार्टी के हमारे मित्र कह रहे थे, तो इनको ये अच्छी तरह जानकारी होनी चाहिए कि जो भी घटनाएं हुई हैं, सभी जिन्होंने घटनाओं को अंजाम दिया वो सलाखों के पीछे हैं। जांच चल रही है, रैपिड एक्शन जो है इस वक्त में वो कार्रवाई हो रही है, कोर्ट जो है वो ध्यान कर रही है।
आपको माननीय कोर्ट
चले जाएंगे ना, जो वीडियो पर नजर आ रहे हैं।
मिस्टर यादव, I have one request. One second, everyone. Mr. Yadav, please speak only when it is your turn. Please do not interrupt. All right, I have a humble request to everybody on the panel, and everybody seems to be following it except you. Please keep the decorum in place. Supriya, you were making a point. Please go ahead.
You know, I just have one thing to say. I come from Uttar Pradesh, and the travesty that women go through in the state, I am not speaking right now as a political person or as somebody who belongs to the Congress party. I have a very simple point to make. Our reference case should be Hathras. Look at what happened in Hathras. A gruesome crime happened, and then there was criminal negligence of the worst kind. So much so that ADG Law and Order was on record to say there has been no rape. The information officer and the information consultant of the UP Chief Minister was on record to say, "Ye shadyantra hai, there is no rape." The political people from the BJP were victim shaming and saying there is no rape. But the reality is that after the CBI, what action has been taken against all those people who called it a controversy, a conspiracy, alleging there was no rape and indulged in victim shaming? Nothing. And to me, that is the point of connect we need to make. In UP today, from a 5-year-old to a 50-year-old, who is safe? Here is a gruesome crime that has happened. I mean, the details are horrific, if I may. And today, the victim is dead. And the prime accused is on the loose. He is using social media to spread his side of the story, which is absolutely concocted. The police can't nab him. I mean, what sort of criminal negligence is this?
Right. I think also the point Supriya is trying to make here is that there is no sort of confidence left in the police in Uttar Pradesh. there have been so much of back and forth, so much of not relying on reports. So even now, when a case comes, I have to tell you very honestly, we have to even look at post-mortem reports with a pinch of salt and say, is this the final one? Do we need to send it to another authority to get it checked? So there is no confidence left in the UP police, and this is something that has happened systematically over the years. It's not about one government. Let me just say that very categorically. We've seen that happen. I am also from UP Supriya, since you mentioned that, and I can tell you that this is not a phenomenon of just the past 10 years. It's been going on for decades, and it is only going worse. Let me bring in A.K. Jain on this point. 1 second. Let Mr. A.K. Jain also speak. He's the former DGP of UP. So isn't it true now that there is no confidence left in the UP police? How are we to imagine, and especially, you see, if it's a case that happens in urban India, you can put there is enough noise about it and people talk about it. Or if it's from influential family, something can happen. But these are poor people. They don't have resources. Who will ensure they get justice?
You are absolutely correct. It's a very gruesome case. But I can say this much, that SP Badaयूं is a very fine officer, young officer, Sankalp Sharma. He's looking into the case himself. ADG Bareilly Zone, he's also a very fine officer. He's also camping and looking into the case. There were no adverse reports against Baba. His reputation was okay type in the area, and he was not considered a rapist or indulging in teasing or other things, as certain there are allegations against certain Babas who are tantrics. And this lady used to frequent this ashram quite often, and she used to come to her mother's place and Mevli village. And what I talked to the senior officers, they are themselves very surprised, and they say that there are several missing links, and unless and until this Baba is caught, if Baba will be caught, things will be absolutely clear as to who all are involved in it. Case of murder, rape has been registered.
This Baba is so influential that the police has been looking for him from Monday. We are speaking on Wednesday evening, and in 3 days he's managed to escape UP police.
No, I think he will be nabbed. He will be nabbed very soon. Several teams are working on it. How can he run away? He will be in the grip of police but
we wait for that, certainly. Let me bring in Ranjana Kumari as well. I believe her line was a little bad, so we've got her on the phone line. Thanks for being with NDTV. Ma'am, I hope you've been able to hear this entire debate. Lots of fascinating new details actually emerged, all thanks to Mr. A.K. Jain, actually, who's been bringing us the very latest in this scenario. What are your thoughts at the moment? Lots of unanswered questions. We really don't understand what's happened here.
Well, we demand answers from UP government. Now, they must understand why it is that from the very beginning, I mean, we have a series of cases, police does not register the case immediately. What kind of instructions have been given to the police for not registering it? And then watching up the investigation. Every time post-mortem report is trying to prove that this was not rape. Even this time when they're saying minor injury, but she's died because of profusely bleeding. So what kind of, where do you seek truth in this system of, all kinds of people who are trying to cover up? Now, cover up, if this cover up will go on, then this is what the fake women will meet out in UP. Continuously we are saying, take police to the task, hold people accountable. Why? Who's giving these instructions to police to not register the cases? Why are they trying to? Because when we travel in UP, and as us know the stories from UP, that somehow to keep the cases down. Now, in order to keep the cases down, they don't register, they don't write an FIR. So if that is the way to deal with crime,
and this is despite Justice Verma committee report, this is despite the new law being passed, this is despite all the rulings of the Supreme Court as well.
Yes, but how many people did you see under the Verma committee being, given the suspension or have been sent to jail? Has one single police person for not performing their duty, especially in rape cases, been sent to jail? And that is the provision in the law that they should be taken to task, they can be sent to jail. But have they ever been punished? If they have not been punished, then certainly there is a connivance between the administration, the police and the government. to cover up the cases, and that is what is going on with women and their fate in UP. You know, continuously you see so many one after the other cases which are really so brutal that even to talk about them, you know, makes sense. We've been working on these issues for decades, but in UP nobody you can talk to, nobody, you do not know how to ascertain the truth. Who's really telling the right thing? Is the post-mortem report is correct? Is police version is correct? Is government version is correct? Or all these?
Ma'am, I have last 1 minute here, so I quickly wanted to ask you. But you know, if I have been watching the trends correctly, this is something that does not change about UP, no matter who's in power.
Yeah,
so there is some systemic problem here.
Give me a chance to speak.
You know, they play politics over rape. This is what happens. Look at the people even who come to studios and representing their voices of the political party. Nobody ever has said that this shall not be tolerated. This should be condemned in no uncertain terms. People who have not been punished will be after. How many educations have these parties done against these kind of cases when it happens? So playing politics.
Supriya, you want to answer that?
Become politicians' habit.
I would like to answer that, and more as a woman and less as a politician. I think it's unfair to brandish the entire political class as one. All I will say is that crime against women should stop in this country. But the criminal negligence that Uttar Pradesh is witnessing is horrific. I mean, it is one thing about rape, and that should be condemned in every unequivocal terms. But look at the kind of brutality being meted out because there is political patronage. It took a High Court, it took a Supreme Court to take cognizance, and then the BJP MLA had to be dismissed. If you remember Unnao, if you remember Shahjahanpur, the court had to intervene, and then Chinmayanand was put behind bars. Otherwise, the government was not doing anything. So there is criminal negligence and political patronage of the worst kind, and I hate to say this, under this government, it has only worsened. Let us not paint the entire political system as one. Having said that, crime against women is horrific, and it should abrase our political consciousness.
I don't think anybody is going to dispute that, Supriya, but the question here being raised is that UP generally had such a bad reputation when it comes to law and order, and we've seen that successively stay the case with successive governments. I really don't know what the problem here is. In fact, let's something we should get more former DGPs, etc., to speak about. For the moment, we leave it here. Thank you all for joining us with the very latest.